Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 4 May 2023. May the 4th, yeah, you know. Happy to be with you tonight. We have got a Thursday night at 9 o'clock. It must be time for a knife sale, and it is. And it's kind of a mega bonzo, huge knife sale. And we got lots of good stuff, and it's a very diverse population. Truly something for everybody. Before we get into the meat of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping, shall we? First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I also will reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, above the terms at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel, all helpful to your purchase experience or your selling experience. The first video is called A Primer for Buyers. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are new, you might want to watch that video before you leap into the buying process, because it explains in detail how we do things and why during this weekly sales event. The second link is for people who are interested in selling knives on this weekly consignment sale, and 98% of what we sell on here are consignments, by the way. That video explains how the consignment process works, from how you get the knives here to how they get priced to how you get paid. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. I think we're about 11 years in on the TheApostleP Knife Service. Yeah. So check that out if you get some dull edges that you need help sharpening. So in the description at the very top, those 3 links, then the terms of the sale, then at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, generally you'll see 2 numbers for a given knife. The number on the left is the price of that knife as shown in the sale video. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. Current backlog for sharpening, if you buy a knife to be sharpened, is going to be about 3 weeks. No next day sharpening this week. I got lawn work to do before we leave for vacation on Saturday. So no Friday sharpening. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, that knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send an inquiry or an I'll take it about anything marked sold. That is it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, just one leftover from last week. Ooh, I got a house of cards and it just about came tumbling down. You guys, if you ever saw this, I got knives everywhere. So one leftover from last week. It is a ZT, and it is quite a honey, I must say. It is the all-titanium version of the 562 Hinderer Slicer. So it's the ZT-0562 Ti. The most expensive one. And here's the knife, guys. Titanium show side scale, titanium business side, deep carry, tip up ambidextrous pocket clip. It is a titanium frame lock with a steel inserted lock face and a Hinderer lock bar stabilizer. It is a flipper, and it flips with authority, a very robust detent. You might want to keep the fingers off the lock bar when you're trying to open it, because it might deathlock on you. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to want to stay off the lock bar. That's how most of them are. There's your lock engagement. It is, of course, rock solid. Action is beautiful. Centering is perfect. But not only that, guys. This is going to come with a full set of bronze anodized titanium hardware from Sharp Dressed Knives. In this baggie, we have lots of little baggies. And we got everything, man. We got a pivot. We got a stop pin. We got standoffs. We got screws. We got a lock bar stabilizer and a pocket clip. Everything. Everything. I don't know what that costs, but I gotta believe it's over 50 bucks. The price of the knife, brand new online at your favorite web knife purveyor, is 312 bucks. ZT minimum advertised pricing. Then you got the hardware, so you're up over what? Over 360, 365 probably. And this knife is in like new in box condition. We ran it at 280 last week, didn't sell, dropped it to 260 on Saturday, still here. This seller wants it gone. Your price, 220 like it is, 250 with an Apostle P Edge. The ZT 0562 Ti. Next up, we are on to the fresh stuff. This one is a little sweetie from the edge of a legend. Buck knives. And this is a superb little knife. It's the Buck 102 Woodsman. A strange name because it looks a lot like a bird and trout. Anyway, you get the standard black leather buck sheath with belt loop, robust snap. Inside is that little thing of beauty. Now this is not your average Woodsman. This would come with aluminum guard and pommel and a phenolic handle. This one is wearing cherry Dymondwood with a very subtle finger groove, and then a brass pommel, brass guard, black spacers. Gorgeous 420 HC clip point blade, 3 7/8 a blade, 3 7/8 inches a handle. It is all you need. What an awesome little knife. Make a great bookshelf knife too. Great letter opener. It's near mint to like new in box. Really couldn't find a defect on it. Current web pricing for these brand new web retail, 85 bucks. This one can be yours. 65 shipped, priority mail, all in. No postage, no sales tax. 90 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Buck 102 Woodsman Cherry Dymondwood. Next up is another buck. Takes a little bigger box for this one. Oh. I am so glad they started making these again, because the used ones were getting so expensive. Hard to see it, but it is a 120 General. This one says 0120 BRS-B because it's kind of a special one. They didn't make the 120 for years, guys, and the old ones were selling for like 150 or 200 bucks. But we got a recent run, and they're special. This comes in, I don't know, kind of a cordovan, brownish, gorgeous leather sheath. The big flap and snap. And here is the 120 General. And these were listed as Coco Dymondwood. I don't know about that. They could be. A little bit of a finger groove handle, brass guard and pommel with big black spacers, 420 HC blade, blade length on the General 7 5/16 with a 4.5 inch handle. If you've held a 119, you've held a 120. Same handle, just a bit slimmer, more usable clip point blade, gorgeous fuller. This one is near mint to like new in box. They are out of stock. They made a run and they left. When they were available, they were between 120 and 150 web retail. We're going to do this one at 100 bucks, shipped priority mail, 135 if you'd like it to come with an Apostle P Edge. That is the Buck 120 General, and it says Coco Dymondwood in the description. Next up, we sold one from this brand last week, and we have another one this week. From Joker Knives, we have a model CM115 Nordico, the Nordico from Joker. A little bigger knife than the one we sold last week. This comes in a very nicely made and stitched dark brown leather sheath. We have a belt loop and then a D-ring and a dangle if you want to go lower. A little leather thong tied in the lanyard hole. And here is the knife, designed by Jay Sabater. I'm not sure how you say Jay's name, but here's what you got. It's a very Scandi Kephart-y kind of a blade. Blade steel is 14C28N, 4 inches of blade, looks to be 5/32 thick, and then tan canvas micarta with black liners. Now I wouldn't say that handle exactly is like a Kephart, but is it good? Yeah, it's good. Oh, it's got a little Coke bottle, just slight, but you feel it in the palm. Very nice. It is like new in the box. These are available brand new at your favorite web retailer. They'll run you $92. Or just buy this one. How about 65 like it is? 90 with an Apostle P edge. The Joker CM115 Nordico. Next up, I think I might have teased you all about this knife yesterday. It is from the Ontario Knife Company, and the knife inside is the vaunted, legendary Rat 7. The Rat 7, a knife I became acquainted with, those many years ago in the Nuttin' Fancy project. Nuttin' loves this knife. This is kind of a current run, I guess. Comes in an interesting silver top-stitched nylon sheath, MOLLE capable, with the plastic insert, and then a double strap and snap, and there's the Rat. A completely no-nonsense, all-business fixed blade knife. It's a field knife, it's a camp knife, it's a cooking knife, it's a hunting knife. So what you got here, boys, is 7 1/16 inch of drop point 1095. I think that's 5/32 thick. You got a little jimping up here. You got a little forward choil for fine work. Got your crinkle coat finish. I don't know what they're calling this. I'll call it natural canvas. Might be tan canvas, who knows. Exposed tang for impact in a lanyard. Just a little bit of coating wear, so we're going to call this near mint in box. Web price of these brand new is $93. Probably have to pay tax and postage. Or just buy this one all in, shipped to your door, priority mail, $60. $95 if you want it with my edge. That's the Ontario Rat 7. Next up, well, if the Rat 7 is an icon, what does that make this knife? Well, it's a K-bar, and it says on the end of the box it's a model 1217. We know this as the K-bar, right? It's the full-size K-bar USMC on that beautifully made, looks like veg tan leather. That thing will just get better looking as it gets older. So you guys know the dimensions on this. 1095 steel, 7 inches of it sticking out in front of that guard. You got a fuller, you got a swedge, you got a powder coat finish, you got a stacked leather handle with some recess cuts dyed black. Then you got your pinned aluminum pommel. This one appears to be like new in the box. Oh, 5 inches of handle, by the way. You can buy these brand new. You always can. They're always available. They're always making them. Cost you $100, brand new. Probably plus shipping and tax. Or just buy this one, like new in the box, all in, $75, shipped priority mail. $110 if you want my edge. The K-Bar 1217 USMC. Next up, we've had a few of these lately, and they're so gorgeous. From Bastinelli, we have a Raptor L dark stonewashed. Such a cool knife. Very forward-thinking ergonomics on this knife. So here you go, beautifully made, sort of pancake style Kydex sheath. Screwed on tech lock, nice retention, good thumb brake, And here is the Raptor L. So it's kind of a spear point blade, and the cutting edge kind of below your fingers for most of the way, which is cool, especially if you're using it for food prep, which you certainly could. M390 is the blade steel. Okay guys, I just had to make sure I had the right version. As you can see on the underside of the edge of the tang, it is indeed M390 with that dark acid stonewash. You got 3D machined black G10 handle scales. 5 5/16 is the blade length. It reaches out there. 5 inches of handle. And the way they get this coating to look like this isn't really acid stonewash, by the way. It's a PVD coating, then stonewashed. So it's sort of like Kershaw's blackwash, but maybe a little more attractive. Condition on this knife, like new in the box. You buy one of these brand new, they ain't cheap, boys. Oh, they're not cheap. $350 at your favorite web retailer to buy one of these. Or just buy this one. How about $270 like it is? $305 with an TheApostleP edge, the Bastinelli Raptor L. Next up, we have the Rob's Pick for tonight's sale. And I don't think I need to explain why. I'm just going to show you the knife. First, I'm going to show you a really big box. It's from Cold Steel. It's the Leatherneck Bowie, and it is the Lynn C. Thompson Signature Edition. It comes in a Secure X sheath, beautifully molded polymer, a removable belt loop, a cross strap, and then pretty nice retention. It won't all fit on camera, but here's the knife, boys. German D2, they want you to know. German D2, not that crappy American D2. It doesn't quite fit in the camera, but you are looking at 10.5 inches of clip point Bowie awesomeness. You got that sort of recurve crossguard, pommel, and then you got the OD green Cray X, not Craton, Cray X. The stonewash is beautiful. The grinds are beautiful. Oh, and then you have that guy. That guy. So yeah. Price of these brand new are $160. Did I mention, by the way, this has a convex TheApostleP edge on it that appears to have never been used. That would have cost $35. It did cost my consignor $35 some months ago. So you'd have like $195 in this knife if you bought a brand new and had me sharpen it, or just buy this one. $140 shipped, priority mail, all in, all sharpened up, and ready to do damage. And that's in your inventory as Cold Steel LCT, Lynn C. Thompson, Signature Leatherneck. That's important because next we have another Leatherneck. And it's not a signature, just a plain old Leatherneck. Oh, here's the box for that one. This is going to be the murdered Leatherneck. In fact, that's how it's going to be listed in your inventory, is the Cold Steel Leatherneck murdered. So same Secure X sheath, same removable belt loop, same snapping cross strap, same excellent retention, same 10.5 inch blade, crafted of German, not the crappy American D2, German D2. And I'm not sure what the coating is, but it's black. There's your Leatherneck, 10.5 inch blade, 4 7/8 inches of black Cray X for your handle, a recurve crossguard in steel. And I think the pommels are steel also pinned on. It is like new in the box. No, it's not. It's near mint in box. Why? Because it's wearing an TheApostleP edge. A convex TheApostleP edge set up for robust use. So these are $143 brand new online, plus $35 I charged my consignor to sharpen it. So what's that? 143 and 35, 178 if you bought this knife brand new and had me work on it. But Not this one. 120 all in, shipped priority mail. That's the cold steel Leatherneck, murdered with an Apostle P edge. Gotta put that down so that nothing falls over. Okay, next up. Oh, guys, check this out. Another box too big to fit in the camera. It says American Tomahawk. It is an American Tomahawk Model 1. And I just have to show you this because it's just freaking cool. This just makes me want to buy one. This sticker comes in the box. Not made in China. Hard use tools made by hard charging Americans. American Tomahawk. Also in the box will come some neoprene straps so you can affix this Kydex sheath to your belt if you'd like. Beautifully made hunk of Kydex, by the way. The neoprene strap for retention. And I think it likes to come out this way. Sorry, it took me a minute. It's what it does is the blade end or the bit end goes in first, and then the spike end snaps in. It just a rough snap coming out. So here you go, guys. Very interesting. So it's got a nylon handle, and it appears to be forged, maybe drop forged. Tan Cerakote all over everything. Okay. So it's 1060 steel. The cutting edge is 2 3/8. I think it's about 5 1/2 or 6 from spike, maybe more than that. Anyway, super comfortable handle, molded on to that forging. Very nice balance. That's probably as sharp as it ever needs to be. Okay. Overall length is 14 1/4. Oh, it is 8 inches from tip to tip, by the way. I did have that written down. So I'm going to call it near mint in box. Just got a little bit of sheath soiling on the Cerakote. So it's near mint in box. Web price of these brand new is $189. This one can be yours. $130 shipped priority mail, and then if you want me to sharpen it, add $25. So $155 sharpened on the American Tomahawk Model 1. See if I can get this to go back in here now. There we go. And then you strap it like it needs that. Oh, wrong way. It went that way. There we go. Whoa. That was a workout. Okay, next up. Got a knife from Hogue. I don't think I've ever seen one of. Here's your box pouch inside, of course. It is a 34209 EX02, and this is a Tanto flipper. Check it out. So we have a black and dark gray milled finish. It appears, it might be satin and sandblasted, but it's got a lot of texture. It's black and dark gray Damascus, and then everything else totally murdered out. The tip, or the clip, excuse me, is right hand tip up or down. No left hand clip mounts. It is a stainless steel liner lock with a safety. So you engage the safety and you cannot disengage the lock. There's your blade in 154 cm. Appears to be DLC coated. This is wearing my edge. So you got a 3 7/16 blade, a 5 1/8 handle. Nice action. Beautiful centering. And rock solid lockup. Let's see. I think it's on bearings. I'm going to call this near mint in box only because I have sharpened it, so you might say better than new. Price of these brand new is $178 plus the sharpening that's already done. You're well over $200. And this can be yours, shipped priority mail, all in, $140. The Hogue 34209 EX02 Tanto flipper. Next up, another Hogue. Here we go. Pouch in box. Model 24276 Deka. Able lock folder, clip point blade, black finish, solid black G10 frame. Here you go. What a great knife. This is the first knife out of the gate when Hogue, I think they were the first non-Benchmade knife company to rip off the axis lock when the patent expired. And this was their first offering, I believe. And it's a beauty. Great handle, good looking, great mill pattern. Tip up deep carry, ambidextrous clip, just like a axis lock folder would have. CPM 20 CV blade, great looking clip point blade, big long swedge, nice little jimped ramp. Action's beautiful, lockup's beautiful. The Able lock bar is wearing its way up the ramp. Sometimes it just needs to work up a little bit, but once it gets there, it's perfectly solid. Centering's beautiful. Condition on this one, by the way, I didn't give you the dimensions. 3 1/4 inches of blade, 4 3/8 of handle. I'm going to call it near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new at online retailers is $178. We'll do this one at $140 shipped priority mail. $170 if you like it with my edge. The Hogue at 24276 Deka. Next up, you're not going to believe this, guys. It's a Tops knife, and it comes with a baggie and a box. Look at that. A Tops knife with a baggie and a box. It's unbelievable. So this is the MSF 4.0, produced by Masserin, which is one of those Maniago companies, and they do fine work. So they're the OEM contract maker for Tops. And inside that baggie that I dropped on the floor is a little bottle of HP 100 knife oil from Tops. But who cares? Here's the knife. A right smart little guy. Very nice ergonomic handle. And we're calling this micarta tan canvas with a nice little Maniago mill pattern. Got a deep carry clip that's going to be tip up ambidextrous. And we got a ball bearing flipper. Stainless steel liner lock. Locks up like a vault. Centering is close, but not quite. Flipping action is awesome. So, let's see. 3 3/16 inches of drop point blade. Now, it's called the MSF 4.0 flipper. It stands for, what does it stand for? Scandi folder. I don't know. But it's a typical Tops Scandi, meaning it's really a low saber with a micro bevel, but it could be easily Scandied, okay? Stonewash flats, vertical satin on the bevel. Pretty nice little knife, I gotta say. Did I say the handle was 4 5/16 and the blade's 3 3/16? I think I did. I'm going to call this near mint in box. Price of these brand new online at your favorite retailer will be $120. This one can be yours at $75 like it is, $100 with my edge on it. And if you want me to sharpen it, just let me know if you want me to put a V micro bevel or if you want me to Scandi it. I would probably recommend the V micro bevel. It is N690, by the way, blade steel. The Tops MSF 4.0 flipper. Next up, we got a little cutie from Kershaw. This would be one of the Chinese models. It's the 2038 Iridium. The 2038 Iridium. Good looking little pocket knife. Uh-oh, and they've gone and done it, haven't they? I love this. Everything Kershaw does, the feature ends with the word technology, right? Kershaw Velocity Technologies, a ball bearing knife, etc. Well, they're calling this Duralock Technology. They should have to put an asterisk there that says stolen from Benchmade. Like it's their technology, right? Anyway, it's an axis lock. You've got a gray hard anodized aluminum handle and a bronze hard anodized aluminum backspacer and lanyard slot. We got a deep carry ambidextrous tip up clip. And then we got that. Kind of a sexy spear point, isn't it? D2 steel. Blade length on the Iridium is 3 7/16. The handle's 4.5. I believe it's got phosphor bronze washers. I believe. I think. But don't quote me. Anyhow. Lockup is rock solid. The action's beautiful. Yeah, it's got to be bearings. The centering is ultra close. It might be perfect sometimes. Anyway. Condition on this will be near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new at your favorite online retailer will be $65 plus tax and postage. Or just buy this one, $50, all in, shipped priority mail. 75 with my edge on it. That's the Kershaw 2038 Iridium. Next up, time for a few Benchmades, boys. The first one is a wrong box. It is not a custom griptillion. It is not a 550. It is a 551, and guys, I could not find the dash number. So it's a 550 BK from a few years ago with not Normal GTX. That is 3D Machine checkered black G10. Comes with the Parkerized Emerson pocket clip. And the blade, not 154cm, S30V. And man, I'll tell you, if it isn't DLC, it must be Cerakote. It's been used, it's been sharpened on a little bit, touched up. Actually got a pretty sharp edge on it, but not cleaned up. You can still see some of the factory edge grind. Rock solid lockup, free dropping blade, and centering is just about dead on the money. Might have a little pocket limp, but it's very near mint. You got a couple of scratches in that Parkerized clip, but they're so hard to see because it's Parkerized. Let's see. We'll call it excellent to near mint. It's really near mint. Wrong box. Let's do 150 on that. And that's in your inventory as Kershaw, or I'm sorry, Benchmade 551 grip, BKG10 S30V DLC. It might be Cerakote, but I don't know. Next up, speaking of griptillions, we got another one. This one kind of changed the world, didn't it? The 550-1. So 550 means it's going to have the sheep's foot blade and the round hole. It's a first production knife, number 559 of 1,000. 20 CV blade, gray 3D machined G10, checkered, blue liners, blue standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip. And this one's been sharpened on a little bit. A little raggedy toward the tip. Rock solid lockup. Free dropping blade. Centering's great. We'll call it near mint in box. They are discontinued. They are out of stock. Last available Benchmade map pricing was $187 web retail. This one, $140 like it is. $170 with my edge. The Benchmade 550-1 griptillion. Next up. Well, the knife looks better than the box. Wow. This is a 908 Axis Stryker that I think is now discontinued. But yeah, so the Stryker I think was originally a liner lock knife, and then they moved the handle and blade profile over to the Axis lock chassis. You've got some black G10 with some cool mill cuts. You got a Parkerized deep carry clip, ambidextrous tip up, Axis lock mechanism. That gorgeous Stryker spear with the big swedge in 154 cm. You got 3 9/16 inches of blade, 4 11/16 inches of handle. Nice action. Perfect lockup. Centering is down the freaking middle. I'm going to say used and sharpened, excellent in box. They're discontinued and out of stock. I couldn't find one this cheap. $125 like it is $150 with an ApostleP edge. The Benchmade 908 Axis Stryker. Time to turn the page. Next up. Oh, it's our last Benchmade tonight. This one is a 273GY-1 Mini Adamas. This would be the black-handled, gray-bladed version. We got a deep carry Parkerized clip. A little bit of evidence of pocket carry on that clip. And then you got a gray Cerakoted crew wear blade. 3 3/16 inches in length, 4 7/16 inches of handle. This has got a little pocket time on it, but very little edge use. A little bit of edge wear, but not much. Lockup is dead rock solid. The action's just fine. The centering is on the money. We'll call it excellent to near mint in box. Current map pricing for these at your favorite online Benchmade dealer will be $261. How about if we just knock $81 off that? $180 like it is, $205 with a fresh ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 273 GY-1 Mini Adamas. Next up. Well, it's another one from ZT. And it's a ubiquitous, famous, iconic ZT. It's the 0450 CF Sinkovich. Just a stunning little gents folder, I think. Carbon fiber on the show side. DLC coated titanium on the business side. You got a tip-up ambidextrous ZT pocket clip. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock with over travel stabilization. It's a ball bearing flipper, DLC blade, S35VN. 3 1/4 blade, 4 3/16 handle. There is your lock engagement. It's nice. It is solid. It is free and smooth and perfectly centered. How about that? I got to call it near mint in box, but it might be like new. I don't know. Current web retailer for the 450 CF is $228 at your favorite knife website. But you know, there's a lot of them out there, and they don't exactly hold that value. So this one, as nice as it is, $145 like it is, $170 with an ApostleP edge. It's the ZT0450 CF. Next up, it's Kizer time. It's Kizer time. This has got the fancy box. It's very smooth. It's got a little clamshell inner inside the sliding sleeve. Then it's got an envelope full of paperwork. And the knife inside's pretty cool too. It is the KI 4510A1 Matanzas. Matanzas. Look at that handsome devil. So it's a titanium frame lock. Most of the titanium is glass bead blasted, except where the carbon fiber inlay is, and that flat is satin. Then you got that Kizer pivot with a blue pivot collar on both sides, a pillared but spring titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper, I'm going to call that a harpoon drop point with a long, beautiful fuller. Nick Swan is the designer of this knife. Let's see, there's your lock engagement. Beautiful. It is dead solid as well. Very smooth bearing action. Beautiful centering. Flipping action. Can't beat that with a stick. So you got 3 7/16 inches of blade, 4 9/16 handle. Kind of a stunner, I gotta say. So these are discontinued, not a stock. I'm going to call this one near mint in box. When they were last available, they had a web price of $155. This one can be yours for $100. $100 like it is $125 with my edge. By the way, the blade's a S35VN, if I forgot to mention it. The Kizer KI 4510A1 Matanzas. Next up, man, it is like, it's Axis Lock ripoff night on the Apostle P Knife sale. This one, a Kizer of all things. What? This is the KI 4481A1 Escort. So I've got hard anodized black aluminum scales, a parkerized ambidextrous tip-up deep carry clip, and I don't know what Kizer calls the Benchmade Axis lock, but that's what lock it has. Thumb studs, drop point, fuller, high saber. CPM 20 CV is your blade steel. Man, that's a good looking knife, boys. I mean, that's a good looking knife. I hate to say it, that's a good looking knife. So lockup is rock solid. I think it's on ball bearings. I didn't really look inside, but centering is beautiful. Man, that's a very nice knife. I hate to say it, because, you know, I'm a xenophobe. That's a piece of work right there. Anyway, like new in box. Price of these brand new online, $171. Your price for this one, $125 shipped priority mail, $155 with my edge. That's the Kizer KI 4481A1 Escort. Next up, is it our last Kizer, or is there one more down there? I don't know. I think it's our last one. This is a Kizer. Doesn't come with the cool box. Comes with the cheap box. But it's a pretty neat knife. This is the V3549 C1 Assassin. And my consignor said this is the fidget freak of his collection. So here you go. Button lock. Steel liners. I don't know what color linen micarta that's going to be when it grows up, but it's pretty cool looking. Deep carry tip up ambidextrous clip. Flipper. Yeah, it is a fidget freak, no doubt. Great detent, super flipping action, ball bearing pivot, rock solid lockup. Interesting kind of swedged spear. 154 cm is your blade steel, 3 inches is the blade length, 4 3/16 is the handle. It's near mint to like new in box. Web price of this brand new, $69 plus tax and postage probably. Your price for this one, shipped priority mail, all in to your door, $55. 80 with my edge. That's the Kizer V3549 C1 Assassin. Next up, it is watch time. Watch time on the Apostle P channel. Got a couple beautiful little micro brand divers. The first one is from Armida, and they ship in this big plastic threaded lid tube with foam line that holds the watch securely. And the watch inside is the Armida A1 300-meter diver. So let's see. It runs the Seiko NH35 movement. Dimensions: 42 diameter, 46 lug to lug, so super short lugs, 14 thick, 22 millimeter lug width. It's on an aftermarket rubber. No, it's not, because it's got the Armida buckle. I can't remember what classic rubber strap pattern that is. You guys will know. Anyway, ceramic bezel, double dome sapphire crystal. The ceramic bezel is fully loomed. The loom kills on this watch, by the way. It's beautiful. I don't do loom shots because you can make them look any way you want. Just trust me, this watch has killer loom. How accurate is it? Let's see. It's running about plus 10 to plus 12. Other than some super fine hairlines, and it's an all satin case. A little nick on that corner, but I'm going to call it very near mint in box, or in tube. Price of these new is about $449. Can have this one for $275. $275. No need to sharpen. The Armida A1 300 meter dive watch. Oh, by the way, it's a 120 click unidirectional bezel. Next up, well, there was an Armida. Let's do a Borealis next. How about that? They go a different direction altogether in packaging. We got this leatherette clad hinged case, and you'll notice inside is maybe that same doggone strap we just saw in the Armida, but it's not wearing that strap because it's wearing something kind of cool instead, I think. But maybe I'm weird. Here's the watch. This is the Borealis Seastorm 300 meter dive watch. It runs a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. Dimensions are 41 diameter, 48.5 lug to lug, 13 thick, 20 millimeter lug width. This is wearing an AR coated double dome sapphire crystal, and then the bezel is also covered in sapphire. It is loomed, but the loom blows. The loom on the watch, average. Loom on the bezel, blows. Stainless steel case, drilled lugs. Screw down case back. And this is wearing a sailcloth and leather strap. Not sure. No, that's a Borealis product as well. That's just a beautiful strap on that watch. How's this one running? This is running a little pokey. It's about minus 20. Just so you know. And I wound these. It probably does better if it's on your wrist. It's a Seiko movement, right? It's just been sitting here, crystal up. So probably does better than that. They're about $400 brand new. So this one in very near mint, in box condition. Let's do $250. No need to sharpen. That's the Borealis Seastorm 300 meter dive watch. Next up, this is interesting. It is a flashlight, if you can call it that, from Woodsman. It's the Falcon X1. Very interesting piece. It comes in this carrying case, and it is not light, guys. It looks like a taser. So this body appears to be black hard anodized aircraft aluminum. And if you notice, if you see there's a grate there, and there's a grate there. This is a fan. When this gets warm, the fan turns on to cool it. I'll show you why in a minute. Anyhow, it's 5 inches long, 2 inches wide, and 1 1/8 inches thick. It charges with a USB cord that is included. It has 3, count them 3, Cree XHP 70.2 LED emitters. It has different settings. The lumen range is from 20 to 12,000. Yeah, 12,000 lumens. I won't run through all the functions. You guys look it up. But this is pretty amazing light. Okay, right now this exact light is available on Amazon for $180. It's not going to cost you $180, and you're going to get a freebie. This is the Woodsman G3, and it's called what is it? G3 unboxing tool. So these little deals, and you get 2 of them, and then a little strap. So this is interesting. This end is a pen. And why is it called an unboxing tool? Because the other end unscrews, and it just goes on with a magnet. Sorry about that. It's a little box cutter, a little carbide box cutter bit. I think, who knows what material it is. Stronger than tape. Anyway, pretty cool. I think you get a bunch of different color pens with it. Are they all red? Maybe they're all red. I don't know. Little pen refills. Cool. So yeah, these are 180. These are about 30. I'm doing the whole shooting match for $150. like new in boxes. That's going to be listed just as the Woodsman Falcon X1 flashlight, and the G3 unboxing kit is just a throw-in. Okay. Next up, we've got one from Bradford, USA. Yes, we do. The knife inside, it's like a legend. You recognize that little horizontal carry sheath. Yep, this is a Guardian 3.5 Sabre Grand blade steel. Oh, just a little CPM 3V is all. 3 3/4 inches of blade measured to the beginning of the scale, and then the handle measured from the beginning of the scale to the butt is 3 13/16. Scaled in natural canvas micarta. Stonewash 3V, and yes, it has an Apostle P edge on it. Yes, it does. And it appears to be virginal. So, these are out of stock. When they were available, they had a web price of $179, and then add 25, so it would have been $204 as it sits with my sharpening on it. And now they're kind of sought after since you can't get them. Let's do $180, all in, shipped, priority mail. Bradford Guardian 3.5 in 3V. Next up, from Kershaw and Emerson, we have the 6034 E-Train Trainer. It's a knife without an edge. We have periwinkle blue G10 on the show side. We have a stainless steel frame lock knife, ambidextrous tip up Emerson pocket clip. We can open with a thumb disc or a wave. They want us to know that these current ones, at least, are 440C steel. I'm not sure if this one is. Who cares? It doesn't have an edge. But this is how you train to open a wave knife with one of these, okay? 3 3/16 inches of faux blade, 4.5 inches of handle. Lockup is solid. Centering is off a little. I'm not sure that matters on something like this, but they're $32 brand new online, plus postage and tax. This one, $25 shipped, priority mail. We're not sharpening it. The Kershaw 6034 E-Train Trainer. Next up, a knife that I got to review for Knife Ship Free, and I love this little knife. It's from Kershaw, and it is made in the USA, and it is the 4320 Federalist, a fusion knife. It is a slip joint with modern construction and materials. Even the mechanism is modern. So here you go. 4 1/4 inch handle, stainless steel line, and they call this green canvas. I'm not sure it's green. It might be. You just have to wait till your hand oils soak into it. I'll buy that though. I don't think it's natural canvas. Looks like a FRN backspacer. Then you got a nail nick and a beautiful little clip point blade in CPM 154. 3 1/4 inches of blade, super thin. I think that's like 80 thousandths or less. They're so slicey. I mean, they are so slicey. And the mechanism is a half stop double detent. So detent keeps it closed, detent for half stop, and a detent for open. And it, you know, it's pretty solid at full open, I gotta say. Centering on this one is beautiful. Just a super cool knife, guys. Super cool knife. Great blade steel. It's like new in box. Price of these brand new is $115. We'll do this one at $85. 85 like it is, $110 with my edge. The Kershaw 4320 Federalist. Next up, I don't think I've seen one of these. Interesting box, interesting logo. Glider. It's a glider. Glider. And the blade, the knife, is the Glider Original 4 Balisong Trainer. So it is a Tanto profile hardened 440C blade. Appears to have a black PVD coating, and then the handles they call, what do they call those? Rhino Gray, hard anodized aluminum handles. Very cool mill pattern. No latch. I'm not sure what the bearings are in the pivots, but very, very little play. And very flippy. The blade length is 4 1/4. The handle is 5 5/8. Very nice trainer. I am not a Balisong flipper, so don't take my word for that. But it's pretty cool. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, they were $155. This is like new in the box, and we're selling it at $110, like it is, which is the only way you can buy it. The Glider Original 4 Balisong Trainer. Next up, got one from HEA Design, and they put no information on the box. Nothing. But I did do a little research, and I found out that this is the HEA Design's Chief. This one in all titanium with kind of a cool acid stonewash on it. Just a gently crowned, beautiful profile on that handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock with steel insert that also acts as an over travel stop. You have a milled titanium tip up right hand pocket clip. It is a ball bearing front flipper. Saber ground, beautifully glass beaded spear point blade. You can also open it with the hole, I'm sure. Let's see. Yeah, that works just fine. That's how I do it, because I suck at front flippers. There's your lock engagement. Blade length is 2 13/16. Handle length is 3 7/8. Lockup is dead rock solid. Ball bearing action is super sweet. Centering on this one is going to be, about perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. These are currently out of stock from HEA. This model, I believe, sold at $249. The carbon fiber one was $239. I think these were $249, but that price reference, it doesn't show up anymore. They ought to be in a little bit of demand, I think. But we're going to do this at $195 like it is, $195. $220 with an Apostle P edge. That's the HEA Designs Chief S35VN blade, by the way. Next up, we have one from Boker Plus. You know, I always love opening up a Boker Plus box because you never know what you're going to get. Some of their stuff is like, meh. And then every now and then they do something like this. Okay, this is the Boker Plus. I'm going to butcher this name because it's Italian. Mangiafico Canoe. The Mangiafico Canoe. What a classic that is. So, I got a titanium frame lock. Blue anodized and tumbled. Hardware. Bronze anodized titanium, including a deep carry titanium spring clip. I think the studs are titanium. Oh, are you kidding? Look at that sexy little clip point blade. S35VN, 2 3/4 inches in length. The handle is 3 13/16. Ball bearing mechanism with thumb studs. There's your lock engagement. It's dead rock solid. Blade centering is dead on the money. What a nice little package that is. Near mint to like new in box. Price of these brand new is $182. This one we're going to do at $150 all in, shipped priority mail. $175 if you like it with my edge on. That's the Boker Plus Mangiafico Canoe. Next up, we are going to end the sale with 3 of mine on the Collection Purge project. Oh, this one gonna hurt. Gonna hurt. They're all gonna hurt a little. This one from Spyderco. It is a military lefty. A Millie lefty. How about that? How about that? There you go. Tip down, left hand carry only. Bespoke Millie clip. Black G10. Better do this with the correct hand. Yeah, S30V blade, ApostleP edge. There's your lock engagement coming from the right. It is dead rock solid. Free dropping blade, just catches the detent a little bit. And the blade, it's been perfectly centered since it was brand new. These are discontinued. They're out of stock. There are several current buy it now listings on eBay for $238 for new knives. This is wearing my edge, and it's quite sharp. I must have recently touched that up. There are some very slight hairlines in the blade face just from light use. This knife has not been abused, not a bit. So we'll call it near mint in box. Your price $180, shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen. Spyderco military left-handed with the TAP edge. Next up, got one from Great Eastern. Now, guys, pay attention to this one. I didn't really buy this last year at the Rendezvous to resell. I kind of like it, but it's not making the cut in the big call. It is in Northfield, and it is a number 49 Freedom Jack, 493121. The cover material is unicorn ivory acrylic, which is 10 times better looking than that Yeti stuff they made. So this knife is 1 of 8, store only. All 8 were store onlys. They didn't produce this knife in this cover, I don't think. These were SFAs, I think, for, yeah, they are. Special factory assemblies for last year's Rendezvous. So why are they all store? I will find it. Okay. Every one of them had a little bit of a crack or a beginning of a crack at one of the pins. And this one you can just see a little imperfection at the rocker pin. But I want you to look at that material. That is gorgeous. Cloud shield, triple line bolster, single sheep's foot. So it says 2021 SFA, but they sold these at the 22 Rendezvous. And of course it has my edge on it. 6 pull. Awesome walk and talk. Dead down the middle. I'm going to call it near mint in tube just because I've sharpened it. Good luck finding one of these. Your price, $225, like it is, no need to sharpen. The GEC Northfield, number 49, Freedom Jack. And that brings us to the last knife in the sale. Another one that was a last year's Rendezvous knife, Great Eastern Cutlery Titty Ute line. Number 74 Mustang, model 745120, in brown burlap micarta. So you got satin, nickel, silver hardware, bolster, federal shield, satin finish burlap, Mustang drop point blade, 1095 steel, of course. Wearing an ApostleP edge. I've used this knife a little. Still plenty sharp. Pull weight, 7. Perfect walk and talk. Beautiful centering. My edge, near mint in tube. $225. No need to sharpen. That's the GEC Titty Ute number 74 Mustang. And that, boys and girls, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Time to go on vacation for a week. But there will be a sale next week. Don't ask me how. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. I'll talk to you soon.